Hello, everyone. We are back. We had like a 1 week break because Amy was in Morocco for a week on
Mm.
a retreat. But I want to say welcome to
Mhm.
everyone here to never signed up for this, where we're having these real conversations between the two of us about what it takes to raise children with complex needs while not losing ourselves and our ambitions that we have, and the uh, how can I call it, like a mission that we're on, or what we feel
Yeah.
like drawn towards.
Yeah.
And today we connected yesterday, and we decided to talk about victimhood, judgment, and opinions, and how it is so easy for us to be caught up in our own victimhood.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about how we can actually move through that somatically, and what we can do to really help and support ourselves to get out of the victimhood.
Yes. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So where
It's a
shall we
big one.
start? Where shall we start?
Well, we all, I mean, whether we have this situation or not, where we have children with complex needs or not, we all we've experienced victimhood
Mhm.
in our lives. And valid reasons, right? There are
Right.
valid reasons. So for me, and I've really played with this and toyed with this and struggled with this and practiced this, and it was over a year ago where I was like, I'm done with victimhood. And I've told you this, like I'm still
Hmm.
working on it. I went through a big ceremony and release, and it's like it's still a practice. But I think it's it's acknowledging that we're in a tough situation or
Hmm.
something has happened to us. So definitely acknowledging and seeing that while not getting stuck. Because the
Hmm.
loop of I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, it
Hmm.
doesn't help anything. It does not help. I've tried, I've lived it for years and years and years and years,
Right.
and it just created misery and brought more of that suffering to me. It's a suffering loop,
It
really.
is a
Yeah.
suffering loop, and it doesn't also it doesn't help because it's like in our frequency, it's in our aura. Like
Yeah.
we emit that kind of frequency, and that is not an environment that is really healthy for our children, especially when they have like certain needs. So it's so important for us to do our our inner work also. Like most importantly is the inner work to do, and reflections um to get out of the victimhood. What I thought was really, really interesting, because
Mhm.
I'm so fascinated by frequencies and human design. And I read this to you yesterday, and maybe I'll read this again. Like, how
Yeah.
does victimhood mentality actually shapes and forms? And so for anybody who is interested in the gene keys, it's kind of this big honking book, Gene Keys by
Mm.
Richard Rudd, which is it's a sister or a companion or an offshoot to human design. And he studied decades, I think, with Ra Uru, who was the founder of human design. And so he dove really deep into the individual nodes and developed the gene keys. And so the victimhood is actually part of the 18th gene key, which is in our energy, like, in general, as a society. And so here it says, and I'm just going to read this: the 18th shadow begins in your childhood. It has a built-in need to challenge authority. And the first real authority in your life is your parents. Challenging your parents is a fundamentally healthy thing to do. It is a part of your innate urge to become differentiated. And this process begins in earnest as we enter our third 7-year cycle, and roughly spans the ages of 14 through 21. This stage
Mhm.
of our development primarily concerns the growth and expansion of our mental faculties. It's during this period that we form our opinions or laying down our capacity to judge is tested and forged. Here, the key to this process lies more in the frequency of the parents than the child. If the parents make the mistake of taking this process personally, the child will never fully make the transition through the biological phase, instead becoming stuck at the same low frequency as the parents. If, however, the parents do not get stuck in their own judgment or self-judgmental patterns, then this phase will result in true adulthood. And then sadly, most children never make it to true adulthood, but stay solidly trapped in their deep low frequency pattern of judgment for the rest of their lives. And also it says that it is absolutely possible to change that. So even if
Yes.
we didn't have parents that were super grounded and who were like, you know, like they didn't have any judgments about the world or themselves. And I have judgments about myself. Holy cow, right?
Oh, we all
And I'm
do.
really
Yeah.
working on it
Yeah.
to really like letting that go. And so it's a process. It is possible to get out of it. And it is possible through somatic practices.
Yeah. Can we just dive into that
Yeah,
right now?
yeah.
So, and what I think the whole point of what you just shared is what we've said before too, is first of all, acknowledging that we have, as mothers of children with complex needs, there is a lot of sadness,
Mhm.
of isolation, of shame, of
Mhm.
hardship, of grief. There's grief there, right?
Mhm.
So we got
And
to
guilt,
acknowledge
because
it.
we
And
think that
guilt
maybe it's something
is
that
something
we've
we
done
did.
wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So we have to acknowledge this. We can't shove this down. We can't put it under the bed. Let's be with it. And also knowing that if we get stuck in this, and this is hard because it's an added responsibility we have and also an opportunity we have.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
we get stuck in this, it will affect our children because we are
Mhm.
always co-regulating. We are
Mhm.
the foundation in our families of holding the
Mhm.
energy, really, truly.
As the
So
mother. Yeah.
as the mother,
Mhm.
so we have this opportunity on a frequency level, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, on an emotional level,
Mhm.
mental, everything, physical level, to regulate ourselves, to shift
Mhm.
ourselves, and that can and will change our children in different ways.
Yes.
And that's the power.
Yes.
So when we are,
Yes.
I mean, I think for us as moms of kids with these needs and diagnoses, a lot feels out of control, and there is a lot out of our control. There is a lot that we cannot fix, we cannot change. And this is the one thing we can. It's going within, which it sounds cliche, but it's like it's what we do. So we can do a little practice right here if we want.
Yeah.
You know, to
Do
just
you wanna guide that?
I would
Because
love
yeah, this
to. I
is
could use this today too, because it's been a
yeah,
morning.
and before we go in, I just want to
Yeah.
say, yeah, it is important. And I know that we are so conditioned and programmed to fix everything outside, to have everything outside under control first,
Yeah.
and putting ourselves last. And when in fact the opposite is true. So
Yeah.
if you allow yourself to change this on its head and you start with yourself first, um,
Yeah.
then things can shift. And it takes courage too, right?
Oh, that's a good one. You named that yesterday when we were talking. It does take courage. It does take courage.
Because it is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
opposite of everything that you've been taught.
Yeah.
It's
No,
opposite.
it's true. It's very, very true. And maybe this is part, well, not maybe, I'm sure this is part of our whole lesson of this existence and this challenge that we've been brought here with, with the way the way our situation, how do I say this, with our motherhood and with our children. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
part of it,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
growth and the soul's expansion. And if we get good at doing this with our children and our families, we can do this for the whole world because that needs it too. That needs
Yes.
it too right now,
Right.
you know?
Wow.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I love that because there is a loop that is going on in my head, right? We have like these
Mhm.
90,000 thoughts that we have every day, and usually they're repeating what we've thought the day before and the day before.
90,000?
Yeah, it just goes on and on. And
Wow.
how the heck did they figure that out or measure that? I have no idea, because that means you'll have to be conscious. Probably it's just like that they check the synapses and how they wire and
Yeah,
fire, creating thoughts.
probably.
But the one thing that is looping around is as within, so without, as within, so without. And collectively, we are made of individuals. And
Mm.
so collectively,
Mm.
we are running this kind of program, like that judgment, the self-judgment. We're running
Mm.
these opinions, and yeah, that the program of that we have to sacrifice, or what it means to be a woman, and what it means to be a mother, to
Mm.
sacrifice, to
Yeah.
go to all of the events, to take good care of your children, and that's all good. And it takes courage to say, then, you know what? I'm going to put focus and attention on me.
Ugh, hell yeah, it
At
does.
least some, at least some, and start
Oh,
just with
yeah.
some.
I think it's biological. I honestly do. I think this is in our chemistry to
Mhm.
give, give, give outward. I think it is, but I think the difference is, and we talked about this at another episode where we we had community before.
Mhm.
So there
Mhm.
was some sense of shared
Mhm. Mhm.
everything. You
Mhm.
got to share the fears, the anxieties, the work. You
Right.
were living in that. And now we're taking it all on ourselves and it's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you're
Mhm.
right. It really takes courage. Let's try it. Let's try a little
Let's do it. Yeah.
exercise right now.
Yes. 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 I love it.
Oof. Okay, so Daniela, I've been feeling into this a lot too with
Mhm.
victimhood. And again, it's something I say play with or danced with for a long
Mhm.
time because it is a
Mhm.
practice.
Mm.
And believe me, there are days and moments still where, as a mom, I feel sorry for myself or my family or my
Mhm.
child.
Mhm.
And what I've come to is when I get stuck in a loop, like it's okay to
Mhm.
have those
Mhm.
feelings. It's absolutely valid and okay. That's part of the experience. And I have got to sit with it and work through it. And
Mhm.
the only way through it is just shining light and love
Mhm.
on that area. So when I'm stuck in the victimhood loop, which I was for years, and I think I was conditioned into
Mhm.
it, my
Of
mom
course.
very much lived
Right.
this way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's probably how she was conditioned. Um, I really feel like all those years I just wanted to be seen. I wanted some
Mhm.
empathy. I wanted some compassion.
Mhm.
What I have learned is seeking from the outside world is not fulfilling. It's got to come within, right? We know
Mhm.
this. We have to
Mhm.
start within. So with this short little practice that I'm just going to do on the fly, we're going to get courageous and try to feel ourselves. We're going to see our
Mhm.
pain, where we're suffering,
Mhm.
where we have felt like a victim and shine some love and light on it. So let's do it. Yeah?
Sounds
For just a
awesome.
couple minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Very cool. Okay. So, invitation. First, just get grounded. So, you can close your eyes if you'd like. You can soften your gaze, whatever feels safe. And feeling your feet on the ground or feeling your seat, like your sit bones on the seat, feeling what is supporting you. So that might be a chair, that might be the ground. We just want to get grounded. We want to feel gravity pulling us down, that force that reminds us that we are held, and we are held. So let's feel into that. Let's sink into that a little bit more. And just taking some deep breaths in through the nose, pulling that breath up from the earth, deeply filling the belly, letting the chest rise, and then letting the breath come out through your mouth or back out through your nose, whatever feels good. And just noting how you get to feel that fullness with those inhales, because we get to feel full. We get to fill ourselves. This is the courage right here. This may feel uncomfortable. And that's okay too. We're just practicing, right? So allowing yourself to have really full inhales. And on the exhales, letting go, sinking in a little bit more, allowing your body to soften, your thoughts to soften. And connecting to your heart space, however that feels or looks for you. You might want to put a hand there. Some of us, it's very easy to connect to the heart, but you could just bring your mind to your heart. And invitation to feel, maybe bring to your mind's eye something in relation to motherhood, to your child, where you feel victimhood. You feel victimized. It could be by the system, the medical system, the school system. It could be by neighbors, family, not understanding. It could be by the sacrifices that you've made to care for your child. It could be the relationships that are distorted or not happening or broken because of the stress you're under or the misunderstandings. It could be watching your child in pain and suffering. Or it could be all of these things. There's so many ways. Could be seeing your child in that hospital bed. It's like, why us? Why them? So you could be feeling like a victim of the universe or of chance. And just go ahead and feel that, the anger, the grief, the sadness, the frustration, all of it. And then at the same time, feel within your heart nurturing, the nurturing sensation that you are so good at, that you give to your child every day. Tapping into this love, this compassion, this unconditional love. And noting how that is so bright. It's almost like the sun shining through the clouds or the rain, the darkness. It is so bright that it's overtaking the darkness. Both can be there. We're not dismissing the sadness and the grief, but the sun is brighter. And with this, you see that, like, the sunshine, the opportunity, the newness of a new day, a new moment. And just keep breathing all the while, taking those deep breaths, deeply filling yourself, and then exhaling. Again, deeply filling yourself. Noticing the peace that's coming over you, noticing this light as you breathe, just spreading through your body. This is lighting up every cell in your body. This is offering you protection, shifting your frequency. You might feel heat. You might sense this light in your forehead, in behind your eyes, noting it down all the way at the bottom of your feet, your sit bones, because again, we are rooted, noting that. Deeply feeling you. Maybe your shoulders are going back more, feeling more confident, more at peace that you are protected. You are guided. You are strong. And then before we close, shining this light on your child or children. And then witnessing them shine their light right back to your heart. Noticing it's even brighter than your lights, that you get filled. Even in their struggle and pain, they have so much to give that are blessings and gifts back to you. And we don't have to understand the why or the how, we just get to receive. And then taking a big, deep inhale through the nose. Again, deeply filling the belly, filling the chest, bringing that breath all the way to the crown of the head. Maybe exhale with a sigh this time, as if you are just letting it go, releasing, leaving it here. And then when you're ready, coming back to the space, noticing the shift, noticing what has moved, what has shifted, what is present now.
Thank you.
That
That was
felt good.
powerful.
That felt good. Yeah.
That felt really good. So beautiful.
It
You
doesn't
know,
take much. It doesn't take.
no, no. And I mean, you're guiding masterfully, and your soul comes through, and the lived experience comes through, the wisdom comes through. And you know what became clear to me when you, like that insight that I got, because your words were beautiful, is that when we parent children, um, that have like complex issues, what the gift in it is unconditional love. It's
Yeah.
unconditional love.
Oof. Oof. Yeah. At the deepest level. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
And
Yeah.
isn't that the medicine? I mean, thank you so much for this practice just
Yeah.
now and the words that came out, because that's the medicine for, you know, staying out of judgment, or we are so steeped in judgment and opinions and the need to fit in. And
Yes.
what we have been growing through, where we had to be, where we couldn't fit into the system, where we stepped into, was unconditional love, is unconditional love.
Amen. And that we get to. This is the other thing that we've got. I didn't learn that language until a few years ago. And gosh, that would have helped me a lot.
Mhm.
through all those years. You
Mhm.
know, turning something into an opportunity. You're like, oh, I get to grow through this, right?
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking of that. I was just trying to
No,
like get
me
through
neither. I
this
was
day.
like, this fucking sucks.
This
Sorry.
fucking sucks for me and my kid, and I don't want this. Never signed
Yes.
up for this.
Yeah.
But we get to love ourselves unconditionally. And
Mhm.
we get to not fit into the mold and accept ourselves and our children and our families. And you know what, Daniela? I don't know what's shifting in me, but the more and more the shit that's going on in the world and our country, I'm like, I don't think I want to fit into this norm, this perceived norm anymore. Like, I don't know. I know biologically
Mhm.
we need to be accepted and we need to fit in, but I think there's more and more and more and more of us. You and me and all the moms out there, there's more and more and more of us, of moms, of
Mhm.
kids that have differences, diagnoses, needs, more and more.
Yeah.
And we don't fit into the mold, the system.
Yeah.
And fuck the system. Like we've got to create a new system for us because there's more and
Yes.
more and more of us and there are power
Yeah.
numbers. And
Yeah.
I mean, time will tell, but I think this is like there is a shift happening.
There is a shift happening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I can just say this was a beautiful practice,
Yeah. Thank you.
for anybody who was able to like experience your magic. I think you're, and once more, you have you have tomorrow, right? Tomorrow morning,
Yes, I have
you have
tomorrow
your
morning free breath work, and Saturday I'm hosting Saturday 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time hosting. That is a new moon. We're gonna harness the energy of the new moon. Plus, there's a solar eclipse on Sunday. So harnessing that. This is for women. It's a virtual session. I have decided, Danielle, I'm going to do more virtual group
Mhm.
sessions around the moon, more rituals, like
Mhm.
just because
Yeah.
we are as women we cycle around the moon and it just makes more sense to harness that energy and like have it be more ceremonial.
Yeah.
So, but
That
it's, you
sounds
know, it's a
beautiful.
good
Yeah.
time to let go, to reset. It's a new moon. It's harvest season. It's like we're entering darker days. Beautiful time. So
It's
yeah,
a beautiful
I would
time. Yeah.
love anyone to join. And it's
Yes, yes.
you don't need to have experience. I can guide you through this as
Absolutely.
well, but please
Obviously, I mean, you're masterful. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll put it in the show notes
thank
to
you.
sign up, and I think it's also in the profile, but who checks
Looks
that?
in
So
that.
we'll put it in the description below, and then you can sign up for that, and it's free.
Yeah.
I believe at the moment it's free. Awesome. Yeah. So we'd love to hear like what your experience has been. Um, maybe something that opened up or sparked your curiosity, or yeah, anything. We'd
Mm,
love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your insights. And we'll
yes.
be back.